Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is YouTube Moses here for my picks of the week from February 20th to the 26th. So let's begin. For Sunday, I've watched Hulk. Now, this may be crap, but I did like the part where a frog exploded in the laboratory when Bruce Banner was doing one of his experiments. And when it comes to the Hulk, he just looks bad. He looks like the Green Giant guy from when you see him on those can of peas at the grocery stores. Like, he looks like that, but he's been sitting on the couch for too long. Also, Nick Nolte is crazy as hell in this movie. I mean, he looks crazy in his 50s or 60s, and it's hard to believe that he was considered the sexiest man alive in 1992 by People magazine. No joke, look it up. On Monday, I've watched Coffee and Cigarettes, the Jim Jarmusch film. Pretty much, this is following several segments where actors are either playing themselves or similarly different people having conversations while they're having coffee and cigarettes. Now, the first three segments in this were filmed a long time ago from 1986 to 1995, while the rest of them were filmed on the present date when this was made. Now, it would be really neat if I've met Viggo Mortensen in a diner where he was working at, and he would kick my ass like he would in A History of Violence. And if that did happen, I would still feel honored to meet him, because I got my ass handed to by him. On Tuesday, I've watched Heathers. This is the first teen 80s movie that I've watched when I was young, and at the time I thought all of these kinds of movies were that dark, because I haven't watched a John Hughes film around that time. And Christian Slater in this, I thought he was like the cartoon version of Jack Nicholson that a lot of people would portray him in shows. And even Slater himself admitted that his performance was based off Nicholson. And after watching Heathers again, I found out that Winona Ryder was like 15 or 16 when she was filming this. And that was pretty young. For Wednesday, I've watched 8 Mile. Now, when I was young, 10 at least, my brother used to listen to his songs a lot, and he really scared me when I was young, because whenever I'm trying to sleep at night, I was afraid that monsters would be coming out of the shadows, and they would be sounding like the people that sang on that soundtrack. And the album he was listening to at the time was Marshall Mathers, but I'm not afraid of that anymore. And I thought Eminem was fantastic in 8 Mile, and he even said that he wanted to do other stuff other than being a rap artist, and that's really hard for those kinds of celebrities, because when they want to try being in movies, they're either playing themselves, basically, or they're being really typecast in a crappy movie. Next one is The Town, the Ben Affleck film, and I do mean the one he starred and directed in. For a place like Charlestown, Boston, where there's always crime and robberies going on, I think it's a good time for them to erect a prison around it, like in Escape from New York. Now, there's always this line of dialogue in these kinds of movies where they're saying, "We're stealing the bank's money, not yours," which is a kind of proof that they're the good guys, they're like Robin Hood and the Band of Thieves, where they're getting at the higher power who always spat on them. And that higher power is the police or the FBI, and they're normally written as bad guys in this, and you would really hate those kinds of people. And another example of that is Public Enemies, the Michael Mann film, where they pretty much portrayed the police officers in that movie as stereotypes. So, and I'm not really fond with Public Enemies, but I really did like The Town, so I strongly recommend this one. For Friday, I've watched Serenity. Now, this film is a finale to the hit sci-fi western TV show that was cancelled a long time ago, Firefly. And I wish that they could have made another season before they made this movie, or better yet, that they continued on with the TV show after Serenity. And I always like a Blade Runner inspired scene where there's like a neon lights lit city, or someplace that is completely consumed by technology, something like that. And one thing that I would really like to see in the future soon are these first aid foam gun things that helps cover up scars or cuts. Like, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see this. For Saturday, I've watched Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Now, if you left a nuclear bomb in the hands of a crazy-ass cowboy pilot, then you are screwed. And all the scenes where the aircrafts are carrying these nukes to the Soviet Union to bomb at are the best parts in the film until Peter Sellers appear as Dr. Strangelove, who's a former Nazi in a wheelchair. It's kind of hilarious watching those parts of it. And this is a movie where it seriously takes several watches to get the message to this. And everyone that I know around my town wouldn't watch this because it would be too incredibly boring for them. But I like it. It's alright to me. I guess I have to watch this a couple times more. And talking about really old movies like this is really hard to think of anything to bring up a conversation about. So, that's my picks of the week. Sorry if I rambled on a bit longer than I thought. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back later. Until then, this is Utah Moses, signing out.